Okay, I don't think the countdown worked, so we're just going to start from here.
Yeah,
I
it
tried
popped
to.
up twice, and now it's not there.
Um, I think I clicked on it too much time, so it didn't work. So we're just gonna go without the countdown and just let's hope for the best.
All right.
What's up? What's up, Justin? How are you?
Hey man, if I was any better, it would be against the law. You know what I mean?
Oh, it was that good, huh?
That's right. Every day is
What?
a holiday.
Oh, this guy's over here coming up like Chinese fortune cookies answers.
I
I
got
need
all
a
the dad
wrench.
jokes ready to go.
What is up, Carl? What is up, Cameron? Carl, I'm on my phone, so I can't rent you from here, but I will rent you um, as as soon as the stream is done. So don't worry about it. What's up, Cameron? Outsourcing. Just want to say hello and have a great chat live, homies. All right, Cameron, be good. Let's Usually the countdown people start coming in a little bit, so
Yeah,
it might take a while, but they're coming. Here's Ella. What's
that's
up,
okay.
Ella? How are you?
If Ella's here, that's all I really care about. I mean, other people can come too, but if Ella's here, I'm good.
Yeah. What's up, Veronica? How are you? Veronica Mitka. Do you know that? That's her name, Justin?
Mitka?
Veronica with a yeah, it translates to Veronica with a K in German.
Hmm, interesting.
Yes. You would be translated to the accountant flipper in German. Something like that. What's up, Simply Data? How you doing?
Well, here,
Coming in.
since we're waiting
Justin,
for,
you
I'm sorry. I was gonna say since we're waiting for everybody to come in, I'll do a quick post.
okay. Is it a video post or just a picture post?
No, I'll just do it like a picture on my story.
Okay. I see you wanna tell the people who you are in case people don't know who the
Yeah,
best flipping accountant in the world is.
absolutely. So, uh, my name is Justin, and I am a CPA, which is a certified public accountant. And I work full time in the accounting industry. And in my spare time, I buy stuff to resell on Amazon, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and I make shopping videos. That it's a shopping addiction disguised as a YouTube channel. So I like to share my finds with other people just so they can look for the same stuff too, so they can make extra money and try to pay off bills and fun stuff like that.
Um, so you said in your spare time. Seems
Yeah,
like your spare time is like 24 hours a day.
yeah. I really don't have I don't really have a ton of spare time. I stay pretty busy. I'm one of those people. I have a hard time kind of sitting still. So I'm always thinking, or I'm always working on something else, or planning, or setting up my next program or whatever. So I stay pretty busy for sure.
Oh, I see you mentioned in your story. I got the notification. So you started YouTube February of 2020, correct?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Yes, I was doing a little research on you before I got the interview, and you were like, "My
Yeah,
name is Justin. I'm a CPA, which is for Certified Public Accountant."
yeah. Some of my early videos are kind of awful. Like I'm very like robotic,
Oh,
sitting in one spot. Like, hi, I sold this.
oh
This is
man,
what I did. So
I hate going back and watching my old stuff, man. It's so cringy to watch. It's like I'm like, oh, who was that guy? What was his personality?
right. Yeah, so some of my earlier videos, like the editing is not good, and I used to I would cut out like saying like and ahs and stuff like that, but I would cut it out, but I would leave the picture, but I would take out the audio, so then people would comment and be like, your sound keeps going in and out of your video, so like something is wrong. I was like, oh, sorry.
What's going on, Misha? Just me, Kathy. How are you doing? Harry Humstone's in the house. What's up? Pearl's
Harry
here.
Humstone.
We got the Craigslist hunter here, Pete. What's up, Pete?
What's
Hello.
going on?
How's everyone doing? Okay, just a celebrity in my chat. No big deal. Nikki Love Snacks is here. What's going on? If I missed anybody, sorry. Like I said, I'm on my phone, so it's kind of hard to see all the comments. But good to see everybody. So Justin, can you tell me why you started YouTube, or what was the motivation behind it?
Yeah. So I wanted to kind of do something different. Like I've been an Amazon seller for several years now, like part-time. And I really enjoy doing it, and I enjoy talking about it. And I've talked it to death with my family and my friends. Like they all know that I do all this stuff. And it got to the point where I was like, I want to share what I'm doing. Maybe I can help other people. Maybe I can kind of instruct them and give them tips to make it easier to do Amazon and eBay and stuff like that. And I don't talk about eBay a whole lot, and I think I might shift a little bit. Like I might talk about that a little bit more. But yeah, I started doing my videos last year, and I was not very consistent. I was doing like maybe 1 to 2 videos a month. I was sitting in like one spot, like very robotic and very kind of boring for me. And that's not really my personality. Like I'm a very friendly, like outgoing guy, and it's like I've never really met a stranger. I can pretty much strike up a conversation with anybody, I feel like. So my better half encouraged me to show more of my personality and have more fun with it. So that's what I've been trying to do.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing the Amazon stuff before YouTube started?
Yeah, so I've been doing the Amazon part-time for several years now, and I've been doing YouTube for a little over a year, and then I've done Amazon for a few years before that part-time. And I'm very lucky, like in the sense, because I have an older Amazon account, so I can do some things that other people can't. Like when you're a new seller, you're restricted in a lot of categories. Like you can't sell toys, you can't sell video games, you can't sell Legos, Under Armour, Adidas, blah blah blah. And I had an Amazon account from like a decade ago when I used to sell books, like my college books. When I got done with college, I would sell my books, right? So when I signed up for my seller account, I already had it, and it was an older account. So like I have some things I can do. Like I'm ungated in a ton of categories. Like I can sell Adidas, I can sell Lego, I can sell video games, Nintendo, PlayStation. Like I can sell like a ton of categories. Also, I have something called daily payouts. It's kind of like eBay managed payments, but like when you sell on Amazon, you have to wait 2 weeks before you get paid. But I can actually request my money every day. So if I find like a really hot selling item, I can sell a whole bunch of them, and then I can immediately get my money back tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there something that you're still gated in, or no?
Yeah, there are some things I'm still gated in. Like there's some things that I can't sell, like Squishmallows. Like I don't know if you can see it, but I have like a little baby Yoda up here.
Yeah.
And like I was able to sell Squishmallows for a very short time, but then they restricted the category. But man, Squishmallows are hot. Like I know people sell them on eBay too, but like for Amazon, like the price is really inflated, but I can't sell them there.
Now, is it just restricted for you or for everybody? Did Amazon stop it?
I think they put a restriction in for everybody, but some people have been able to get ungated. So like you'll see some Amazon sellers that sell Squishmallows, but I'm not one of them.
Interesting.
So, but that's kind of the thing with Amazon is like when you find a company that you can buy from and get you ungated, like a lot of people keep that information close to the vest because they don't want to flood the market with like a million new sellers.
Yeah, I totally get it. Misha's wondering what's on your shirt.
Yeah, so this is Trash Pandas, Trash Panda Nation. So we recently got a double A baseball team in Northern Alabama, and they're called the Rocket City Trash Pandas, which is a raccoon in a trash can rocket. So I thought that'd be kind of fun to describe it.
That's awesome.
So
that's awesome.
But yeah, I actually have yet to go to a game, but I've been repping the Trash Panda swag for a while now. So
I don't know. For some reason, I keep getting a spinning wheel myself. I don't know. Do you see me or no?
Nope. Your screen is black and it's there you go. I can see you now.
Yeah, it keeps spinning. I'm like, I hope he sees me, but I don't know. Trash Panda, I can relate, right, Kathy? Kathy should be that should be Kathy's mascot, the Trash Pandas.
Trash Panda, yeah. Kathy just kills it out there. I mean, she's always finding tons of good stuff. I mean, I've done that before. Like I've dumpster dived. I've done that before, but that was like, years ago when I was younger and stuff like that. And it used to be able to find good stuff, but I don't, I don't do it anymore. I just don't have, not that I don't have time, I just don't make time for it,
No, yeah, I totally get it.
So,
What got you into in Walmart? Like, what made you just realize that that was a good money making machine there?
yeah, so like I said, I've been doing Amazon for a while, and I used to watch a lot of YouTube. I mean, I still watch a lot of YouTube, but I'd seen other people finding good stuff at Walmart. But I've been able to find stuff at Walmart for years, and it's kind of a weird thing because like when you're an Amazon seller, people don't really want to give out that information, like what you're selling and like what you're finding, because they don't want a ton of copiers and a ton of copycats and stuff. So I either sell my stuff really quick, or I wait a week or two before I put out my video, or I buy a ton of stuff and then I just store it because I plan on selling it later. But like what I used to do for the past few years is like as soon as they had clearance, like on toys, the Legos, or whatever, I would go and buy them like immediately, and then immediately resell them, right? But what happens, as and other people know that they shop for stuff on sale. If one store has it on sale, there's a good chance like hundreds of other stores have it on sale. So like the price just like just tanks. So then you're stuck with like not making any money. So this year I've taken a different approach. I'm either selling stuff really quickly or I'm saving it for later.
Yeah, that's like one of the problems with so many resellers out there, because like maybe not much for Walmart or anything, but like Ross especially, like almost every reseller who starts out doing RA, they go to Ross or Marshalls, and then they find like a pair of like baseball cleats that's underpriced. But then they make a video, and then everybody has the same Ross at their house that has the same kind of baseball cleats. And then out of nowhere, everybody goes buys them. And then when the guy made the video, those cleats were worth 100. But then by the time I go and buy those cleats, they're probably worth 50. So that's one of the problems I think with RA is that if you're not the first one, like as Matt says, right, you got to be the first one there. If you're not the first one there, then the price can go down quite a bit. Can you tell me what your biggest what would be like your biggest flip with RA? Like biggest profit.
Biggest profit. I've had runs where like I used to do road trips into like Georgia, Arkansas, states around Alabama. I'm in northern Alabama for anyone that doesn't know. And I used to have these runs where I would find video games for like $2 and $3 a piece, and then just make like thousands on these video games, or these stores that would just put them out, and I would just buy tons and tons. So I mean, I've done really well with video games. I've done really well with electronics. I've had some RA stuff that like when it's hot and you can just like go to any Walmart and buy it out, like the potato head stuff. Like I made a ton of cash on the potato heads because like they were selling for like $50 and $60 for a pair. So like in one day I'd go to like 5 or 6 Walmarts. I bought all of them. I sold all of them, and then within a day. And then because I told you I have an older account, I get my money back the next day. So I immediately have my money to turn over again.
That's crazy.
So like when I find hot RA stuff like that, like I immediately jump into it. I go as quickly as I can. And then when it cools off, then it's like, all right, cool. I'm going to share this with everybody. You guys can get some value out of it, and just kind of keep your eyes open for the next thing that's out there. And a lot of people were like really heavy into like pools and stuff last year, and I didn't do that. Pools are too big to mess with, and it's so I didn't I didn't mess with that last year.
Just so everyone's aware, I'm not in the office now, as you guys can tell. This is not what my usual setup is. I'm at a family party, and the internet isn't the best here. So that's why I may be going in and out. I saw people coming in that, and that's why I can't really see the chat that well. But thank you guys for being here.
Ella's trying to put the spotlight on me. She's asked a question a couple of times, and I just saw it a second time that just rolled through.
Okay.
But I'm going to answer it because she's asked it more than once, and everybody keeps asking. But Ella said, she said, Justin, where did you find the confidence to shop for feminine products to flip or sell?
That's a good question.
That's a great question. Ella, I will go to any store. I will buy literally anything that I can resell that's legal. I will buy anything to resell that's legal and make money on. I have no shame. I have no concerns. I have like, it doesn't bother me whatsoever. You know, people are going to have an opinion about you no matter what you do. Like, if, you know, even if you're always an upstanding, you know, very nice person, very friendly and outgoing, like I do my best to be, people still find fault with me and still complain about me and still give me grief. And I'm just like, whatever, man. Like, I literally, you know, you can't please everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And people are gonna look at you anyways. I'm like, I don't really care, you know, like I'm here to make money. It's like the you know, it's like the Dave Ramsey thing. It's like, if you want a life that, you know, that other people don't have, you know, you have to put in the work that they won't, or something like that. You know, I used to read his books and listen to him and all that stuff, but it's you know, you got to put in the work, and you know, I'll sell whatever. Like I've sold tampons, I've sold women's clothing. I'm not very good at selling bras. I have sold bras before. But it's funny to see this like 6-foot guy in the bra section like scanning, and I've not had a ton of success, so I don't really sell bras anymore. But yeah, I don't really, you know, I don't care what the item is. If it's legal, I'm gonna buy and resell it. So
How big is your personal calendar collection?
you know what? That's funny that you mentioned that. I've sold a lot of calendars, even this week too. Like, we're halfway through the year, and I lowered the price on some of my calendars, and they flew right off the shelf. So
That's insane.
yeah, no, and it's funny
So
too, because like, people are like, calendars aren't going to sell. Like, that's stupid. And like, I went to Walmart last week and they had calendars for $1 that I'm still selling, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, if you know how to read the system, you know, it's like people, like, if you're selling something on eBay and somebody tells you, Paul, like, that's never going to sell. But if you look at like the sold history and the sold comps, and you can look at the sell-through rate, and you know how to read that and interpret it, and you know that stuff's going to sell, like, I don't, you know, it doesn't matter. I don't care what other people think. Like, if I've done my own research, I feel confident. Like, I'm not worried about it.
you know, I won't stop sharing links. Appreciate it. So Derek from Atlanta asked, do you have a course or how to start on Amazon? Or if you don't, no money, and Amazon just quit. Answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, listen to Pete. There's no money here, guys. Stop what you're doing.
No money whatsoever in reselling. So just go get a job part-time somewhere, minimum wage, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Not that I have anything wrong with that, but I definitely think reselling is the way to go.
Well, there's no money to be made in the Philadelphia area, guys, reselling. Then if we're gonna be confident in yard sales or thrift stores in the Philadelphia area, there's no money to be made. Down in Alabama, I hear it's really good, but in PA, it's terrible, guys. There's no money to be made here.
Yeah, and you know, and that's funny too, because like I'll have people like leave comments on my YouTube channel, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, you have all the best stores in your area. Like, I can't find stuff in my area," and I'm like, I find stuff wherever I go. You know, like I have a huge thing. I have a huge list that I look for, and I can find stuff anywhere. So, but that just comes with like time and experience, and you know, growing your knowledge, growing your catalog of things to look for. Like, I'm sure you have a whole list when you walk into a store of things that you look for.
Well, I don't really go into stores, but when I go into yard sales and stuff, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or when you're out there, like, you know, picking up on the side of the road, you know, you have a good idea of like, oh, this is free money right here, you know.
pretty much, but like you were right, because when I first started, I pretty much just knew, oh, video games are good or this is good, but then eventually, like, okay, now I know these shoes are good, I know this clothing kind of sells, I know this electronic is good, and it just the more you do it, the easier it's for you. I'm sure when you first went into Walmart, you didn't scan bras right away.
Yeah, you know, I started off the way that I recommend new people starting off is I sold books. I sold, you know, hardcover books, paperback books, textbooks, whatever books I could get my hands on, and that's how I learned how to do Amazon FBA, which stands for Fulfilled by Amazon, if anyone doesn't know. And basically, that's where you buy products, you send it to Amazon's warehouse, and then they ship it when it sells. And that, you know, I started selling books, and people still make money selling books, and some people build their whole businesses on that, and it's a great way to go. I haven't had a ton of luck with it lately, and the RA stuff is working well for me. So, you know, I figure I'll stick with what works.
Now, if somebody wants to get into FBA, I think one of the biggest, like my pet peeves is when I watch somebody's YouTube video. A lot of times there's an ad in the beginning of somebody like, oh, make money in FBA doing this, you know? And I always see the ads in front of those videos. If somebody wants to get into FBA, would you recommend that they click on those ads and follow those courses, or what should they do?
No. If you want to, so I don't have a course. I do give out free information. I do try to share information in my videos and answer questions. And I always do my best to answer questions on Instagram too. So if anyone takes the time to message me, like I will do my best to get back to you. But I learned by watching YouTube videos, joining Facebook groups. There are tons and tons of videos that teach new people how to sell stuff on Amazon and how to use the platform and all that. There's so much free information out there that, you know, it's basically, you just have to take the time to do it and take the time to learn. And I think all of the knowledge is out there. You just have to apply it. So,
I feel like I'm stinging again.
Yeah, your screen's black again. But I'm gonna say hi to. I'm gonna say hi to a few people.
This is pretty frustrating. Man. Oh, all right. Do you see me now? Am I back?
Yeah, we can see it now.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. The internet seemed fine, but I guess it's not the best. All right. So let's switch a little bit to YouTube.
Yeah.
So I think I met your channel, I would probably say February-ish, early February, middle February. I think I was like at 400 subs when I met you, and you were like at 800 subs. Now you're at like 63, 64-ish, right? How did you do
that? So what's your secret? I had a series of lucky circumstances, and I've also, I've been reading more books. I've been applying some different things that I've been learning, which I'll share the book with you as well. But I had a couple of shout outs that really helped my channel. I made a commitment that I was going to put out 2 videos a week or 8 videos a month this year, because I had almost done YouTube for a whole year and I still wasn't at 1,000 subscribers. And that was very discouraging to me. And I was like, you know, I either need to take this more seriously and put some more effort into it, or I just need to quit, because it's not like I'm not doing something right, you know. So like I said, I started to put out more videos, and the Walmart clearance stuff people really responded to for me, because I was finding like deals, and I was sharing stuff that most Amazon sellers don't really want you to share. Like, they don't want you to go out and talk about how these Legos are 70% off, or how you can find video games for 3 cents. Like, most Amazon sellers will wait a month or 2 before sharing that stuff with you. You know, some people share it right away, but generally they don't. So like, people really responded with the Walmart clearance stuff. And I got a shout out from Phoenix Resale, who is a huge video game channel. He's a young guy. His name is Caleb. Super friendly guy, very, very, very smart, very sharp. And he had reached out to me and asked me about like some video game stuff. And he was like, hey, I'm going to go clearance shopping. He's like, do you have any tips? And I was like, yeah, you know, what zip code are you in? I'll tell you what stores to go to and what Legos to find and what video games to find. Like, I looked at all of his stores and I was like, go to these 3-4 stores and check them out, whatever. And long story short, he didn't really find a ton of good stuff, but he was like, you know, I really appreciate you taking the time to do that for me, to like answer questions and stuff like that. So like, he gave me a shout out on his video. So I think I gained like 300 or 400 subscribers like right off of that. So that like really helped my channel. And then I just kept leaning into the Walmart clearance stuff. And I respond to every comment. Like, I do my best. Like, when my channel was smaller, it was easier. I respond to every comment. I answer all my Instagram DMs. Like, I do my best to be personable and help people and all that stuff. So then my channel kept growing. And then I got another shout out from Harry Tornado on his channel. And that really helped. And then the other gentleman of the Triple Thrift podcast also gave me some shout outs. Drew and Joey Bada Bing 22 gave me some love too. So like, they all kind of helped me with that. And then I had one video like in the not too recent past, like in the past month, hit like 50,000 views which
Wow.
is pretty awesome considering I only have like
Yeah.
1,000 subscribers. So I was like,
Yeah,
I did something right.
that's awesome.
So I've been very fortunate. I've been very blessed, and I've been working really hard at learning how to use keywords and using how to use tags and making good thumbnails and titles and all that stuff. So I mean, I've just put a lot of effort into it, and I made a huge mistake. If you want to hear about it,
Oh yes. Tell me
I
what,
don't,
what not to
I don't know
do.
if anyone here wants to hear about it, but I made a huge
Tell,
mistake.
tell me what not to do. Go ahead.
And this is going to sound so silly, but I made a mistake because I took a week off to go on vacation.
How dare you?
I know, right? Like,
Right? Like,
what was I thinking? I took a week off to go see my family in Michigan because that's where I'm from, and I didn't have any videos scheduled because, like I said, I'm doing 2 videos a week. And I tell you what, Paul, my views and everything just like tanked over the past like week because I didn't have any videos. So it's like if you want to like be successful on YouTube, you have to be consistent. You have to continue putting out content that makes people watch longer, that makes people watch more, that they want to share with their friends. It's like YouTube is this machine that they just want you sucked in, and they just want you to suck in as many people as you can, for lack of a better term. And if you're not doing that, they're going to promote somebody else who is, you know?
is there a magical number which you advise that your video should be? What's not too short, not too long for like a good consistent video to put out?
Yeah, so for me, like if you guys look at my videos are between like 10 and 15 minutes. And that's just because like I'm trying to do 2 videos a week, and that can be tough for me with a full-time job and like reselling and all that stuff. So like mine are between 10 and 15 minutes, but my longer videos actually perform better, like 15 to 20 minutes. Because if I can get people hooked with the thumbnail or with the tag or the title or whatever, and they stay for like 7 to 10 minutes, YouTube is like, all right, this is decent. We need to tell more people about this.
Yeah.
So like starting out, like I would say between like 10 and 15, but if you have the time or if you have enough interesting content, I would do like 15 to 20, but I wouldn't do a ton more than that, just because like it's super frustrating to put in a ton of work and make like a 30-minute video and then you get like no views. It's like, why am I wasting my time?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not a waste because you're still putting out good information, but at the same time, it makes you feel better when more people watch or when more people comment. Like you feel like you're doing a better job, you know. So I would say starting out, make a little bit shorter videos, and then as you grow and you feel more confident, like I would make longer videos after
that. Johnny wants to know, what is your thoughts on having membership of your watchers as part of your YouTube channel?
What does Johnny say? Hello, Johnny.
Hello.
Thanks for being here tonight. Johnny, yeah. So I've been on Johnny's channel several times too, and you know I had fun being on the morning show with you guys too. And Johnny was a big help. Like I was in that chat, you know, every day for quite a while there, and I've been trying to pull myself back just because I spend way too much time on YouTube. But I don't have a membership on my channel just because I don't feel like I have enough to offer right now. And I don't really know what I would give, you know, because I give so much information away anyways. Like I go in and I show people, I'm like, here's the barcode, here's the items that I'm buying, here's everything. I mean, I guess I could keep some of that information back and then only share like barcodes or some of that information with people. But right now I feel like I don't have anything that's like really unique or worth a membership. Like maybe one day, but like right now, I don't feel like it provide enough value for what a membership would cost. So
the custom emojis are not going to be good enough for you.
I don't have
you don't want to provide custom
like
emojis.
A trash panda emoji, like a little dumpster fire, or a little dumpster raccoon. But yeah, I don't have anything exclusive enough.
It's not good enough.
for a membership. I mean, unless I have my dog as an emoji or something, but I don't know. But maybe one day, just not right now. I don't really have anything. So.
Yeah, like I feel the same way about you. Like I don't see anything wrong with doing it. If you can provide a good service for somebody that's paying $2 a month for $5 a month, I definitely see the benefit of it. I mean, it's not like you're ripping off your viewer because you're not making them You're not making them members. You're not making them pay the money. But if
Right.
there's something that they feel like is worth $5 a month, and I see it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Guys, have a great show. Pete, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Pete should have him on his program. I will set up for his.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. I think if you have some extra value to provide, but I just don't have anything at that moment, like right now. Do you already read it?
Do you ever go into creating a video knowing it won't do well to begin with?
But might be evergreen and will last over time.
Be evergreen if.
Yeah. So that's a great question, Camille and Kang. I don't have super high expectations for like all of my videos, or try to be any of them really. I try to keep my expectations low. That way, if it does really well, then I feel good about it, and I'm like, all right, well that worked, and then I'll just keep making stuff like that. But I like to think in terms of like, evergreen content. In case anyone doesn't know, evergreen content is basically something that people will search for like forever. So if you give like a good tutorial, and people could search for it for years from now, that's great content. And not only does it provide value, but you can make a dividend off of it forever.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. Like, part of my problem is there's so many great videos, there's so many great tutorials out there. I'm like, what can I provide? What can I do that's different? And part of it is like, you don't have to, there's already a ton of videos out there, but if you can make something or put your own unique twist on it, or like give information that you feel is relevant that maybe somebody else missed, then that's a good thing. Like, I have a couple of videos on my channel that I consider evergreen content. Like, I have one, how to download your annual sales report for eBay for taxes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's evergreen because people are going to have to know how to do that for the next 20 years. So I make a little bit of money off of that. But I tell you what, Paul, like, I know we haven't really talked about analytics and CPM and RPM and stuff like that, but my RPM is ridiculous on my how-to videos. And I think I've only got 2 of them. My one that's
really?
eBay and Amazon is only a 2-minute video, and I think it's a $60 RPM. So that means like my CPM is like $30. So like, whenever, like, how that works is like, basically for every 1,000 views you get a CPM.
You get $30. Yeah.
Right. So for every 1,000 times people watch that video, I make $30. So I'm like, that's pretty awesome.
That is insane.
Yeah. But my CPM and RPM is usually a lot lower than that. But now you're monetized, right? Like, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
And
mine's $12 right now.
Okay.
So it's my average, but apparently I don't talk enough about money, is what Dante told me when I asked him about
it. Yeah. So
he said if you mention the word money more, or profits, or income in your videos, then your it goes up.
Right. So I've actually I'm gonna make a video about like my first month's earnings on YouTube, and I've been planning that for a while, and I should have done it by now. But basically, for everyone in the room, like in the reseller niche, you're basically earning like 1 cent per view. So like, if you put up a video and you get 100 views, you make like $1, essentially. So that's in my mind, that's the easiest way that I think about, is this video going to be worth it? If I spend 2 hours of my time doing it and I make $20, well, that's fine. I'm making, $10 an hour or whatever. But your videos, if they're good enough and they're long tail, like they're long term, then they're going to last forever. And then you essentially get like a dividend the rest of your life, which is kind of a neat thing. So I don't know. I'm a nerd.
So
about
Ivan's wondering, why not make more of those videos?
Oh, more videos about money and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not.
Well, I think the answer, first of all, is because a lot of those videos have already been touched, right? Like there's not much you can not much you can do about how-tos that haven't already been done.
Right. Yeah, you can how-to anything Amazon or eBay, but if your video is good enough, like, people are going to watch it. So, like, if you have a special way of like shipping Nerf guns, perhaps, that would be a great video to watch.
Who has one of those? That's
Yeah.
that's like a very interesting video.
So in case you guys don't know, I know which way to point. Paul has a video. If you need to know how to ship Nerf guns, watch his video on how to ship Nerf guns, which I think was a great way to do something like that because it's very niche, and somebody's typing like, "How do I search a Nerf gun?" Like that's perfect. So I think videos like that are great. I just I don't have a lot of things right now that I want to talk about like how to, but I'm going to do more of that stuff. So.
Yeah, I might be doing more in the future because I'm buying more and more like bigger things that people ship. Like I bought a rocking horse last week, like one of those like big wooden rocking horses.
Yeah,
So
you should do like
if
a
that
thumbnail
sells,
with you on the rocking horse. Like, how am I going to ship this? You know, something like that.
yeah. So like if it's I might do that. I bought like a really huge vacuum. Shout out Tim Osborne
Sure.
Thrift. So if that thing sells, I might do a how to ship that thing. But yeah, it's just really hard to do a how to that wasn't done before. That's just because usually the evergreen videos are the how tos, like how do I do this, how do I do this, how do I do that. But a lot of times when you've already searched that, there's already a video out there. There's probably somebody who did a better job than you, and it's gonna be really hard for you to get on the YouTube search bar so people can actually find it.
Right.
So, but if you do find a niche, that's by, yeah, like I said, evergreen videos, they're always good to have for sure.
Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, like I'll make more how-tos in the future. I don't have it at the moment.
You know how everybody gave me a compliment, said it was a great video? Ella said it was the worst shipping she ever seen. She told me to take the video down.
Super chat. I see you, Ella. I see you.
Guys, don't encourage her. Don't encourage her. Do you have maybe you have any more tax videos coming up that you think would be helpful?
Yeah. I should have done more tax season stuff or more stuff about taxes like right beforehand. It was just like it's a lot to keep up with, and like trying to be consistent, working a full-time job, doing reselling, doing Amazon, eBay, making videos and all that. So I'm kind of excited since you brought that up. Like I think I'm going to try to do more like finance related videos, just talking about what I'm going through. Because when I went to Michigan to see my family, a lot of it, I had to deal with some family estate planning stuff. Which was not really a ton of fun to do, but I do feel like I have a lot of knowledge being a CPA that I could share with other people and try to help them plan better. So I've been taking a harder look at my retirement and the money I'm putting away. And I actually reached out to Camilla and Kang, the 5 resellers today. And I think we're going to do a live show in the next few weeks and just get together and just talk about like reselling and financial planning and like saving for the future, you know, stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited to chat with them. So like I said, I'll probably do more finance stuff in the future.
Camilla and Kang are going to be on my Live at 5 next week. So
what?
Funny. By the way, Carter, thank you so much for the super sticker. I don't know if I can play the song from my phone.
Yeah,
but I will try to play it. Let's see if this works. No?
No.
Super chat, super chat, super chat. Super chat, super chat, super chat. Super chat, super chat, super chat. Super chat, super chat, super chat.
That work?
Yeah, no, that worked. I was gonna say I would do it, but I mean that worked too, you know. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I don't know if it was that Butterflies Hustles. I saw Ivan had a question, but super over here. Can you talk about how you balance full-time day job versus reselling? It's a good question, Ivan.
Not well. I'll just answer that. You know, there's only so much time in a day, right? My full-time job has to come first when I'm working, and I've been making my health a priority lately, you know, working out more, exercising, eating healthier. So that's taking up more of my time. And then the YouTube stuff keeps me pretty busy. What's up, Kayla? So it's just it's a tough balance. Shout out to all of the content creators in this room that are content creators and resellers and have a family and a life, or people that care about them, because I don't know how everyone balances it, because that is tough. I'm not married, and I don't have any kids that I'm aware of. But if I did, like if I was married with kids, I mean,
that I'm aware of.
that would be a tough sell, So I don't know how other people do it. Some people are just killing it, making 4 or 5 videos a week, and I'm just like, that's too much. I can't hang. I'd have to give up something, and sleep is getting sacrificed right now, and I can't give up too much else.
Yeah, like just when I started providing content and like decent content, I just gained so much respect for people like Lonnie. If he just do it every single day, put out a video, then his eBay can continue to grow every single day. Plus, he's a dad; he has other stuff he has to take care of too. So that's just, mad props to those people who can do it.
Yeah,
I can barely handle full-time eBay and YouTube.
Oh, I'm just kind of scrolling.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, that is a very good question. It's like, well, how do you have time for friends? I'm like, my friends are on the internet. What's your problem?
Hi, Carter. Actually, it's a good question. We're here with Cheryl. Do you have to file taxes for every platform that you sell on?
Okay. So that's probably, we might have to phrase the question a little bit different, but basically when you file your taxes, you need to make sure that you're claiming all income from all of your sources. So like you wouldn't do a different tax return for like each business. You wouldn't do like an eBay tax return or Amazon or whatever. You would do your one tax return for the year, but you would make sure to include all of your income from eBay, Amazon, Mercari, OfferUp, whatever. And I believe they'll be changing the law starting next year or whatever, but like these platforms are going to start sending out tax information or tax stuff to you if you sell over $600 in a year. And I see a lot of people like concerned about that. And that was a big thing a couple months ago. People were really concerned about that. But honestly, you should be claiming the income anyways. If you're not claiming the income, then you're doing something wrong. So them sending you a form shouldn't really change anything, because you should be claiming it anyways from a CPA tax point perspective.
Because my problem for last year was that I requested one from eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and they gave them to me. I requested one from Facebook, and I never got anything. So I didn't know how much I made or how much in sales I had from Facebook. So because Facebook doesn't have a customer service team, they have like a bot. So it's Facebook. If you're saying next year, is actually gotta send it to me.
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace is customer service is non-existent. Like I've tried to reach out to them, I've emailed them, I get nothing back. I hope that improves, because that's that would be, there's so much potential to be selling on Facebook. And I know other people that can like ship, but I can't ship on Facebook, and I don't know why, and it sucks. But if I could ship, like I would be cross-posting everything to Facebook that I could.
Wait, you can't ship on Facebook yet?
No, I can't. And I've had a Facebook account for a decade or whatever, and it's just not an option for me. And I have like 60 plus positive feedback in the marketplace, and I'm always a good seller and all that stuff, but I can't ship, and I don't know why. So
Cheryl said, "Wow, I thought you had kids and were married." Hey, Justin.
No, I don't have any kids, and I'm not married, but I do have a better half, so I just don't talk about it that much. And I do have helpers that help me.
So settle down, Cheryl. That's what he's trying to tell you. Oh man. So and I don't know. So do you know how to request for shipping? Because I don't know how. I just got it.
Yeah, so I guess there's different ways that you can. Like I've been through the help category. I've looked at the forums and all that stuff, and there's ways to like request shipping, and it just won't let me do it. So I opened a case with Facebook Marketplace, and they never responded. So I don't know what the deal is there. But to answer that question, do you guys use your personal profile for Facebook Marketplace or your business? I use my personal, because I don't really have like a business Facebook page. I've thought about making like the Flipping Accountant Facebook page or whatever. I just haven't done it. So
Yeah, for me, the issue right now with Facebook is sometimes something that I want to list isn't available for shipping, but then I refresh the page, list it again, and it becomes available for shipping. So it's like really weird. Like yesterday, I was listing Pokemon cards on Facebook individually, and
okay.
like out of the 10 I listed, 4 of them were not available for shipping. Then I just like refreshed the page and it became available. And I'm like, okay, I could have
Yeah,
shipped them 4 minutes ago, but I can ship them now. It just makes no sense.
that's kind of odd. That's weird. But I mean, at least you can. I mean, it sounds like you just have an extra step. Like you just list it and then you go back and change it. Like I don't have that option, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is.
Yeah, no, it definitely sucks. 'Cause Facebook is like becoming a gold mine for me. I'm selling a lot of stuff on Facebook that was on eBay forever that couldn't move.
Yeah, Camille and Kang pointed out that I have a cute dog, so I figured I'd show my fluff ball here. He does
It helps
be
with my
hooded.
numbers. Anytime you put a dog in the video,
Yeah, he wants
Ivan says he just clicks randomly on Facebook until it works.
doesn't work for me, unfortunately. But yeah, he wants to be like right next to me, but he doesn't like want to be held, so he's particular.
Yeah, like if you go like a little bit on the Facebook topic, because I think if they want to be, like if they, because I heard that they're going to start separating Facebook Marketplace from Facebook and have it Facebook Marketplace be its own little like entity, its own company. Because right now, what you can do is because of Messenger, people can message you on Facebook and then say, "Oh, let me pay you on PayPal." Then when that happens, Facebook gets no money out of it because it all goes to my PayPal. But if they make like a separate entity, and it just becomes an app by itself, that you have to have like a Facebook Marketplace account. I think if they do that, then they get a customer service team, and they put a lot of effort into it. I think it has potential to do something. But if that's just if they want it, like if they want it to be something, and they have enough resources, enough money that to make it compete with eBay. But I think it's just a question if that's what they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, how many hundreds of millions of people are already on Facebook? I mean, if the marketplace was better, I would use it more. Just it kind of sucks. Like you go to search something and it'll show you like, nationwide results and your local results, and then you change it to local, and it still shows you people that are willing to ship it from California. And I'm like, this is not what I want to see. Like, stop.
Yes.
So, yeah. But
anyway. What's annoying is if I search for yard sales, like I search yard sales, and I search by local only, and then I'm like, this is a good one. I click on it, it's in Vegas. I'm like, how is that local? that's not local at all.
But you're not up for like a 20-hour road trip to head over there?
20 hours? Vegas is like, I feel like it's 2 days away. Vegas is far from it.
I don't know.
20 hours.
Like Dante did a cross-country, road trip in like a week or something. He made it look easy.
Oh yeah, it's a good point. Pretty much, I just ask Annette where the yard sales are, and I just follow her around. Me and her spent the whole day yard selling today, so pretty much she was in charge.
Nice.
Right, we'll stop. Yeah, pretty much. He's a cat knows. It's a funny one. I just say hi. I hear. So, what advice would you give to people right now who are maybe like at the 600 to 800 sub count, and their subs are pretty stable? They don't see any growth. What kind of advice would you give them to get them over that hump?
I would suggest reading a book. There's a book that I'll recommend. Well, no, there's a point to this. I would suggest reading a book called YouTube Secrets. And it's written by a guy called Sean Cannell, and he has a ginormous YouTube channel. It's called Think Media. Like they have over 1 million subscribers. Like it's just this ginormous, website platform. They do a great job. But this book is like $6, $7. I think it's like maybe 10 on Amazon, or you can read it for free on Kindle. and they give a ton of great information, like be consistent with your videos, be consistent with your scheduling. If you can only make one video a month, do your one video a month, because people like rely on it. Or do it 3 days a week or 4 days a week or whatever. Like, be consistent, collaborate with other content creators like yourself, reach out to other people. Even when collaborating, you always have something to offer, right? Like, with YouTube, once you get past 1,000 subscribers is just a vanity metric. Like, it doesn't do anything else for you. Like, the next thing, once you get past 1,000, you get 100,000 and then you get a check mark. Like, it literally does nothing else for you other than just like, it's just a vanity thing. Like,
you get the plaque. Don't forget the plaque.
Right. Yeah. You get the silver play button or whatever. But I mean, as far as like usefulness in the whole YouTube system and all that, it really doesn't do much for you. So collaborate with other channels, reach out to people that you think are interesting or that you think could provide value to whatever audience you're providing information to. I learn from people all the time. I watch channels that are much, much smaller than mine. I watch channels that are much bigger than mine. I really don't pay attention to it too much anymore. I'm grateful to be where I am, and I've had a lot of luck and stuff like that, but I'm willing to work with anybody. Like, I'm willing to collaborate with anyone and be on anyone's channel, stuff like that. So it's like, if you reached out to 100 people and you're like, hey, I want to work with you, even if 5 of them responded, then you've still got 5 potential new connections to other people that you can reach their audience or provide value to their audience too. So I've been on other people's channels. I've been on Lego channels before. I've been on reselling channels before. I really I'm interested in a lot of things. So I'm willing to talk about a lot of different things, and I feel like I have a lot of good information. But so that's a long answer to a short question. But collaborate with other people. Always make sure that you're responding to comments and providing value there, and different stuff like that. But I would check out the book. It's like $6 or $7, and like Camille and Kang are talking about, you can get it from your local library for free.
Yeah. I heard from several people that if you continue to use the same keywords in your titles and you say that word in your video and you use it in the description, the tags, that YouTube will kind of push you out to those people. Can you confirm or deny that?
Well, I am a firm believer in using tags in my video, in my description, and like everywhere that I can, and I try to make them all consistent. And I use what's it called? I use TubeBuddy. It's like $5 or $6 a month. Oh, that's another thing, since you asked me. If you want to use like an app like TubeBuddy, it is half off their lowest priced plan if you're under 1,000 subscribers. So normally it's like $15 a month, but if you're under 1,000 subscribers, you can get it for $7.50 a month. And you can look at keywords, you can do keyword search, you can look at views for channels, you can get suggested channels. There's a ton you can do with TubeBuddy, and I still use it even though I'm at 6,000 right now. I still use it to do keyword research and stuff like that. And it's a very, very small investment to get a lot of information that can really help you.
Yeah, I totally agree there. V says that your title, keywords, and tags all need to talk to each other.
Yeah, and that's part of the SEO, the search engine optimization. Like with TubeBuddy, I'm talking about TubeBuddy, but what it does is, like on my videos, it analyzes everything and gives you a score. So like if your tags are not in your title, but they're in your description, it'll give you a lower score because you're not all matching up. So like if I have like talk about Lego clearance, I have that in my title, I have that in my tags, and I have that in my description. And you better make sure that I have some Lego clearance in my video too. So it all I caught some shade from a few viewers weeks ago because I did this video. Like, I bought all of these toys from Walgreens and I donated them to a hospital. And I caught some shade for that because I found like 2 Lego sets, but in my description was like, I found 90% off toys and Legos and donated them to a hospital. And people were like, oh, you only found 2 Lego sets. I was like, seriously?
Yeah, I think you're at that point where like you're starting to get hate on your videos. I'm not at that point. I'm still small
Yeah.
enough where like the hate is very minimal. I feel like you, or like I know Kayla, Kevin, Commonwealth, they all get so much unnecessary and just like legit just stupid comments. So I think people just watch to find something to get angry at, and then
Right.
and they comment on it. I feel like that's what people do.
Yeah. And that was one of those things where I was like, I did something, I was trying to do something nice and blah blah blah, and I still caught hate for it. And I was like, whatever, man. Just like I was saying
Yeah,
earlier, like just be yourself, just do your own thing, and people, you can't please everybody. So
where the freak are you? I'm at my aunt and uncle's house, Cheryl. I'm upstairs trying to hide. Um, Before you go, we have a couple of minutes left. We
sure.
talked about Lego clearance, and then before we started, we talked about Lego investing. You want to hit on that real quick? Maybe do a little show and tell.
Yeah. So I'm on YouTube, obviously. I
Sure.
also have a Instagram. It's the same name, the Flipping Accountant, and I share bolos, I share tips, I share different stuff that I find, but most of it's just pictures of Bernie. But occasionally, I show pictures of other stuff too. And just for an example, I brought an item. Can we do show and tell, Paul? So
Yeah, go ahead.
in case you don't know, I am kind of a Lego nerd and a Star Wars nerd. So this is like a great combination of both things. And I was giving tips when this was on sale. This was like 80, 90, or it was like 70, 80 bucks at Target. And I was telling people on my Instagram, I was like, go and buy these. Like wherever you can find them, buy these. And these are sold out and they're impossible to find. And these are selling for like $250 a piece on Amazon right now. So I do try to share knowledge so
Dang.
people can make extra money and find cool
Do
stuff.
you think the price will continue going up?
Yeah, the price will continue to go up on this because this is a 20th anniversary. If I could point over there, this is a 20th anniversary set, so they're not going to remake this set. They do have a smaller Boba Fett set coming out near the end of the year when the next Star Wars show comes out. So it's going to be smaller, so like a 60, I think it's a $50 or $60 set, but they won't remake this one again.
So when will you decide to sell it, or he's going to just hold it for as long as he can?
I'm for right now. I'm just going to hold it. I might hold it until Q4, which is the last 3 months of the year, and then see where it's at. Because I think I've got about a dozen of those, and they're not taking up too much space. But I do have some other sets that are taking up a ton of space that I really need to get rid of.
So how many sets are you hoarding right now? I'm trying to use a better word.
So I have a spreadsheet where I keep track of every set that I've bought and that what I've paid. And when I looked at it today, I think I have 2,800 sets. So
how many?
2,800. I think it was 2,881 is how many sets I have as of today. So
in your house?
Well, in my storage space between my garage and my storage facility. But yeah, I've got about 2,800, and that kind of includes other stuff. That includes like some smaller sets, so they're not all big ships like this or whatever. But yeah,
I'm not expect that answer.
I'm not quite at 3,000 yet.
Oh my goodness! Holy moly!
Yeah, it's kind of bye, Paul. Hi everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Paul is done for the evening. I'm going to take over. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. If you enjoy talking about clearance, or if you enjoy talking about reselling, make sure you smash that like button for Paul down here. This Mr. Philly Flipper guy, because he's at his aunt and uncle's party or something or other. So I can see the chat. So if you guys have any questions, feel free. This is Justin Smooth Talking Hour. We're going to do some ASMR. Oh, wait, he's back. Come on.
I tried to click on her comment and it kicked me out. Did you miss me?
We were just patiently waiting for you to come back. So nothing,
oh, my goodness.
Nothing weird happened at all. Nothing at all. Everyone
I'll be back, Philly. Got to get some ASMR. What did I miss? I love it. Okay, now I got to go back and watch what happened. Great.
Nothing. Everyone at cool. He's back.
So we have our next guest available. Before you leave, maybe you want to answer Patrick's question about your Friday shows.
Before you can just go. I got this. We're good. Patrick said, "Great to see you, Justin." Patrick has that sexy radio voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
he does.
Patrick Murphy here in the house. Good to see you,
That's
Justin.
Right. Yeah. So I did some Friday lives for a little while, but they were just kind of getting way too long. I was like, I'm going to do it for an hour, and then I was on for like 3 hours, and I just that's not sustainable. So I think maybe in the next few weeks, I'm going to do some more Friday night lives. And I was talking about it earlier in the show, but I think Camilla and Kang from the 5 Resellers and I were going to get together and talk about reselling and financial independence and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. Other than that, I don't have anything planned for guests. But hey, Paul, if I ever do a live show, you want to be on it?
I don't like to spend much time on lives, Justin. I try to be behind the camera as much as possible.
That's cool. I mean, you're probably just like blank screen half the time anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, me. I try to be as off the lives as much. I try to be like the guy behind the camera. I don't want to be on the screen as much.
Right.
It's so funny. The people I met at the rally, they're like, "Wow, Paul is live all the time." That's what they're saying.
But yeah, I plan on doing one in the next couple of weeks. But if I get back to doing Friday lives, I'll probably have guests on there and stuff like that. So I'll reach out.
Yeah, I would definitely love to come in for sure. Did I add him? Is he here? So hard. Yeah, he is here. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm going to drop out of here so you guys can have a good chat. But thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you being here, Justin. Jen should be dropping his link the whole time, guys. If you're not subbed to Justin, make sure you guys go ahead and sub to him. Great person, great content. And he's just gone. Ivan, awesome. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Awesome. I hear you.
I might be going in and out. I don't know if you could tell from the first guy.
I'll just run the show. If you disappear again, I'll just run it.
I'll just back out now, and you can just run the whole show for the whole hour. Just talk to the people, okay?
That works for me. Your audience can trust me. I'm trustworthy. I sell on eBay.
You need to come to Cleveland. We'll go to all the Cleveland nightclubs. Thanks, Anton. Ivan, by the way, this is Roman. He's a Russian or Uzbekistani reseller in Cleveland.
Oh, nice.
So one of
I think I saw him in one of your live streams. He has a very, very healthy accent.
Very, very distinct. You could tell he's one of us.
Cool.
Misha, is this one on the list? Ivan? No. So Cheryl's first question always to you is, are you single and are you available? That's always Cheryl's first question.
No, I've been married for I'm gonna hit 14 years.
So
with my wife this year. She's put up with me for 14 years.
You've been married with your wife?
What's that?
Oh, like you had to say, I've been married with my wife, just in case we don't know who you were married
not with some random person. I've been married to my wife, not some other person.
That's funny. So people are new here. Tell people who you are and where people can find you and all that fun stuff.
Sure. So my name's Ivan, and my business is called SicMagna. So we sell on eBay, Amazon, and our own website, SicMagna.com. Everything's kind of evolving, but essentially started this business officially in November of last year. Kind of experimented with this whole concept in January of last year. Just got a little bit familiar with reselling and all that stuff. I think Justin hit on some of the concepts he was hitting on, and just like the old accounts. I used to sell my college books on eBay. So I went back to like my personal profile and tried that with some of the items that I was sourcing before I went kind of official all in. And so, I kind of like Justin's perspective. He's an accountant, so he's probably looking at the numbers. And like, it's funny because he's mentioned tampons, because I tell my guys, so I have a few guys working for me, I say, I don't care if we're selling TVs or tampons. I follow the data, right? So if the metrics are right, then we're going to sell it. So, and that's kind of what I did in the end of last year, was just kind of testing the market and gathering data, if you will, and found out, hey, there's money to be made here. So I said, I'm all in, and started a business. So here we are.
And you started your YouTube channel when you started your business, or a couple months afterwards?
So it was in January of last year. So I kind of set a goal for myself. Thank you, Misha. It's been a good 14 years. When we got into January of last year, I set a goal for myself for this year to hit $500,000 in revenue. And I said, you know what the heck, let's go ahead and document the journey. Because like I have a lot of friends who are successful and a lot of other people who work, and they usually document after they're done, right? And it's kind of like, hey, when I was small, when I started, this is what I did. And I'm like, well, I want to try and document like all the frustrating and challenging pieces as we go along, which I'll be honest is kind of hard. That's why I asked Justin about the whole work-life balance, because yeah, that's right. It's just a feminine hygiene product. That's how I look at it. Piece of data on a spreadsheet. So I started in January. So my YouTube kind of commitment is kind of weak. So this has been inspiring. I love that you're always live streaming and doing this, because it takes a lot of time and effort. And I love kind of building the community. I love kind of talking about, what's working, what's not working, because I also like to test and experiment a lot. And I think a lot of figuring out how to make this type of business work is, hey, I tried this, it didn't work. Then I tried this, that didn't work, but then I tried this and that worked. And helping people understand that journey helps save a lot of time. So I have so many great examples of things that I screwed up, and I probably will continue to screw up a lot of things. So to the extent that I can document and share that, I really want to, but it's one of those like, hey, let's actually do the videos is the harder part right now.
Can you maybe explain your business model real quick? Like, how do you source? Where do you sell? All that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So I source through B stock. So I don't do any of the I call it like the thrift sourcing. And there's nothing against that. It's just something that, and I'll explain the reason why in a second. But I source through B stock. So a lot of retail return merchandise. So anything from Target, Walmart, Amazon, Costco. So you basically go on there. It's an auction. Some loads are manifested, some loads are not manifested. So I do some. Again, I look at the data and I start to understand, if I buy this for this price, what can I sell it for, and what will my profitability metrics be after everything, right? We've got outbound expenses, shipping, transaction fees, ad fees. So I source from there, and then it's really right now has been consumer electronics. You can see some of the junk that I saw behind me, but I've also found, thanks to inflation and a lot of interest in B stock supply, they are getting a lot of interest in the last few months. And kind of like what Justin said about Amazon, it's like, hey, let me do a video on these sneakers. Now everybody goes and buys those sneakers. So I think B stock is experiencing the same thing. So I'm starting to deviate into other product categories. So I'm shifting to home automation. So these are going to be your LED lights, security cameras, faucets. I have a shower head behind me. I have a faucet behind me. Just a random crap that people buy for their house. So I'm having more success with that, believe it or not. So I'm kind of transitioning out of consumer electronics and into home automation goods.
When I was in Cincinnati last weekend, a couple of people, Kayla and her husband, they found some like Moan faucets for $5 at a yard sale. They sell for $250 plus on eBay. So there's a lot of money in faucets and shower heads and stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and it's something like I started with consumer electronics. Why? Because I'm a nerd and I like technology, so I know a lot of that gear, if you will, a little bit better. But like, again, I just started experimenting. I did a furniture load, I did a purse load. So like I tried different things out, and just kind of testing, okay, what else can you do here? Like furniture is great for local. Like I'm not going to ship a couch, right? Like I learned that with a TV I sold on eBay, a $3,000 LG I sold. And then I went to UPS and I said, hey, how do you guys recommend I ship a TV? And the guy said, don't ship it. So I said, okay. So I canceled that order and bit the bullet on eBay metrics for that one, but ended up selling it local. When you account for the cost and all that junk, the listing fees, you end up making just as much local if you discount it, right? So like learning those kinds of little tricks has been helpful. So,
so when did you go out of B stock? This is new to me. It was a couple months ago or recent. Did you stop leaving?
I still source from B stock. I still source from them. I'm looking at different product categories because they have thousands of auctions. You could buy lawnmowers, generators, refrigerators, mattresses, clothes. So they have all kinds of stuff. I'm kind of trying to find my own niche. and whatever that is, I'm just going to double down on it. So I'm still so young that, like, in terms of the company, that we don't really know what it is that we want to be when we grow up, so to speak.
And then once you, let's just say, like, somebody has no clue what to do, and they go to B stock, they buy a pallet of, let's say, AirPods, right? You used to do that, right? Yep. So what's the next step after you make the purchase?
So it depends on the marketplace. So they have marketplaces, which is, think of those as just your retailers. So if you buy from Target, if you buy from Walmart, if you buy from Amazon, they all have their own kind of shipping procedures. But I found that B stock typically helps facilitate in many cases. So they will in many cases ship it to whatever address you have on record. It has to be your business entity address. It doesn't have to be a business address, meaning you could ship it to your house. You're going to pay a little bit more for liftgate and residential delivery fees, but typically it's done via freight because you're not. Actually, I apologize. Sometimes you can buy boxes. I bought a couple of boxes of purses that came just UPS, whatever regular UPS is called, UPS ground.
UPS ground, yeah.
Yeah. So it just came UPS ground, and that was free. And sometimes I order 6 or 8 pallets of random crap from California, and that's like $2,000. So there's limitations. Like some marketplaces, if you're buying more than 11 pallets, you have to have a warehouse with a loading dock, because no driver is going to sit there and unload 20 pallets in your mom's driveway. So like you kind of have to do a little bit of the reading on the B stock side, but they disclose a lot, and it's actually, if you're willing to take the time to read, then you can get some really good stuff. I've heard a lot of kind of, when you Google it, like, hey, is B stock legit? I did a lot of that research in the beginning because I was very sketched out. And you have so many people that are so negative because they're the ones who bought something. Like, they're like, oh yeah, I bought a pallet of TVs for $100, but they came and they were all damaged. Yeah, well, it says in the low description that these are damaged TVs, and so people get upset about it because they didn't actually read what they're buying. So if you do your due diligence, take your time. The very first load I bought was very tiny, so like not a lot of risk. Right, you just get it, and then it arrives. You kind of learn what works well, what doesn't work well, and then I just kind of started to ramp it up more and more and more as I got more confident with B stock.
Now, does B stock tell you what the estimated shipment cost is going to be when you're bidding? They
have a really good freight calculator. Yeah, it works very. It's actually it's not an estimator. It's actually whatever address you have entered, they'll calculate it, and then whenever you win, that's what you end up paying.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yep.
So let's say you buy a pallet, you pay the shipping, comes to your house. What is your next process then? Do you sell it on eBay? Do you sell it on Amazon?
So right now, I'll be honest, my eBay sales have basically hit zero. Yeah, and I don't know that I'm upset about that because Justin was kind of talking about Amazon. So when I first created my SicMagna Amazon account, like I could only sell like a piece of gum or something. It was really limited. But I've noticed that as I've started to sell more and more, like you have to find the brands or the products that Amazon lets you sell without like 30 pages of legal documentation. And then as you kind of build credibility, then I've noticed they started to ungate things on their own. They don't tell you, of course, but I always constantly go in there and test. And so my Amazon sales are starting to go through the roof. And my eBay sales have hit the floor, but I don't care because that Moen shower head I'll sell for $300 on Amazon, but I'll sell it for $50 on eBay. So I'm pushing more Amazon, and then now, like, I moved warehouses and dealt with a lot of other kind of operational changes. But now I have somebody who's working for me who's focusing on my website and social media. So now I'm really starting to do more social media posts to start to push traffic to my website, because I think that's where I'm going to get the most amount of money for any item that I sell.
Cheryl, by the way, you're not irritating me, so don't say that. And then Annette just subbed to you, so there we go.
Awesome. Thank you, Aqua Girl.
So is your website kind of like a Shopify kind of thing, or? It's
a Shopify platform. I researched a few. I think it was between Wix and Shopify, and I think Wix had some limitations on like listing and transaction details. I think Wix is more like, if you're like, I don't know, a hobbyist or maybe a graphic designer or whatever, you want to advertise your services. Wix is great for that. They have some slick websites. But Shopify, they're built for exactly what we're doing. And what I love is, and I don't know if this will work. So they have an AI, it's called Kit. And Kit will text me and say, hey, Ivan, I noticed you haven't created a post on Facebook in a while. You want me to do one for you? I don't know if that's going to focus. Hey, it's been a while since you've had a creative post on Facebook. I've drafted a post featuring some of your most promising products. So this doesn't cost me anything. Okay. So if I text one a kit, I say, yeah, let's post it. So it just does it for me.
Wow. Pretty simple.
So I just sent it one. Yeah. It's now live. So if I don't know how to check this while I'm on here. But if anyone wants to check my Facebook page, you'll see a post. And I don't even know what the post is. She just picks a random product on my website and says, hey, check out what SicMagna is selling. So it's interesting because it'll text me and say, hey, you want to run an ad? Here's an item that we noticed you're getting a lot of traffic for on your website. Do you want me to run an ad for this? And I say, sure. So it says, okay, where do you want to run it? Instagram, Facebook, Instagram stories, whatever you want to do. So I pick Instagram, asks for the budget. It generates a preview based on my listing. So I approve it, and then boom, it goes. And then it does its thing. So I'm experimenting with that because I want to drive more traffic to my website less to eBay. Because like what I hate about eBay and Amazon is whenever I have a sale, I don't have any customer information. I don't have an email. I don't have a phone number. I can't reach out to that customer and say, hey, you bought these headphones from me before. By the way, I have the new model. Are you interested? Like that's where eBay and Amazon, that's where they have all of us by the balls, is that we have no way to interface with our customers, especially people who really like us, unless they save us, and I don't like that. I want to build a customer relationship long term.
I totally get that. And then is there fees with Shopify? Or I'm guessing they're smaller.
Just a transaction fee. Just a transaction fee. I pay $30 a month for like their basic like entry level, whatever they call it, same thing we pay for eBay or Amazon. You pay $30 a month just for access. They have different tiers, but again, I haven't found a need to go above that, but I pay 2.7% per transaction. They have their own payments platform. It's pretty slick. I'm very happy with Shopify.
Oh yeah, for sure. And do you have any return customers yet, or is that still developing? Return
customers? Not on Shopify. But on eBay, I don't even think that on eBay or Amazon I've had return customers, to be honest. Maybe one or two out of like, I don't know, over 1,000 transactions at this point.
So Shopify is big. You got that right, Butterfly Hustles, for sure. So you said you have an employee working for you right now. Do you have any ideas in the future to increase your staff, or how you want to scale your business from where it is now to the future?
Yeah, so I have 3 employees. I have 2 guys in my warehouse. So they're responsible for receiving inventory, condition rating the inventory, and prepping it for listing. And so the third employee I have, she's working for me just this summer, but it's kind of a way for me to test if this concept works. She's primarily focused on just listing. So the guys will basically, because when you deal with electronics, a lot of stuff I get, it's open box, but like. You do a little research, you look at it, like you look at these speakers behind me, they look new, but then you plug it in and it's, the amp's blown or something. So we have to plug in and check things unless it's very clearly, there's clear evidence that it is new. So so once all the inventory is tested and rated and documented, then we go and list it. And she's kind of doing all the pictures and the photos and uploading all that on eBay as well as Amazon or Facebook Marketplace, depending on the item.
Yeah. So Misha's wondering, what is the most exciting thing for you to flip?
Exciting.
Yes. What are you excited about? When you get a pallet of this, you're super excited.
That's a good question. What do I have most fun flipping? I don't know. I have to think about that one. I like all of it. I like making money. So whatever makes the most. So if you want to, this, I can't do this inverted thing right here. This giant tower, it's a Klipsch tower speaker. Klipsch sells them retail for $1,200. I sell them for $600 each. I have like 6 downstairs. I've sold maybe 20 or 30 of them by now. They're kind of hard to find, but for me, probably rather than flipping, one of the most exciting things to do is actually getting to test all this stuff. Because honestly, I'm too freaking cheap to actually buy this kind of equipment. So it's nice to plug it in, set it up, and like, man, this sounds good. Like, I'd like to keep it, but you know what? I've got kids to feed, so I'm just gonna sell it instead.
Most likely video games. Yeah, for most people who do reselling like me, you go to yard sales. I think video games are more exciting because a lot of people at yard sales don't know how to price them properly, and they can have games that are worth $150, $200, and they can have them for $1. So I agree with you, Roman. For people who do yard sales, I think video games is pretty exciting. But it's kind of, I don't think, is there even any like pallets for video games? I don't think so, right? I don't think that's even available.
No, I've seen some console and video game stuff, but like again, it's like the stuff that everyone likes is usually what yeah. Appreciate it, Veronica. We had it's a quick side story. So we had this 75-inch Samsung QLED that I've had in stock maybe for like 4 months now, and a brand new inbox. And I'm just like, we just moved into a warehouse, and I have my office upstairs, and I have a downstairs will be my showroom. So I want to set up like a lounge for like staff to hang out, and as customers come in and out, I want them like to kind of hang out, like a chill vibe, but also a way to test and see equipment in person. And so I was like, yeah, maybe we'll just unbox it and use the TV here. And then, but then I had somebody finally reach out to me. They paid above retail for it. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm selling this. Screw.
Another one could be available in the future, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was saying about like video games. So the thing is, whatever like you guys think, like if I say name something popular, just go ahead, just name something popular, Paul, that you would buy at any retail store. Like what do you think is, huh?
I would guess Apple's popular, but then you buy Apple, so I don't think this would be your example.
No, it's a great example. So like just like you, everybody else thinks that like, hey, when I'm going to go to B stock, let me find some Apple stuff. And so because you have a lot of this interest, it drives the price up, because a lot of people they just look at the product, they're like, hell yeah, I want this, and they buy it, but they don't really think about the metrics behind it. Like so when you look at how these auctions are done, we'll say there's 100 items on it, and they'll say there's 100 units, Apple AirPods, and the retail value, I'm making this up because this is not right, but just for simple math, they will list in the auction and say the retail value is $10,000. And so I look at some of the metrics I'm looking at, well, what's my bid price as a percentage of retail? And so for me, if my bid price exceeds 50%, then I'm out. That's an easy out, right? Because I know that when I look at all my other expenses, I'm not making any more money. So, but that's not even retail. So I do my own calculation. I call it Ivan's estimated value, right? So retail says it's worth $10,000. I know if I'm gonna buy AirPods, I'm not gonna sell them at retail price, right? We all know that. We're gonna sell it at some percent below retail. When you take something popular like AirPods, well then how below retail are you gonna go? Are you gonna sell a $240 pair of AirPod Pros for $220, $210, $190, $180? So so you have to understand that. So but people don't. So I'm sitting there looking at these AirPod loads, and they're going from 4,000 to 5,000 to 6,000 to 8,000, and I'm like, I was out at 3,000, but then like it closes at 9. So I'm like, by the time you pay for it and you pay for shipping and it shows up at your house, like how are you making any money unless you bought it just to like sell to your friends? So I think the inflation's hurting a lot of these popular categories, and I think eventually something's got to change in the economy, and a lot of these people who are sitting in a bunch of cash are going to get wiped out. And then that's when I'm going shopping for all the Apple and video game consoles and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing with storage units. A lot of people who are inexperienced and they don't actually think that retail value is what they're going to get for it. And they buy a couple of these pallets, they lose out money, and then they're probably going to go back to doing it again. That's what I'm hoping, because the same inflation that you see there is the same thing I see with storage units when I try to buy it. Units that we used to sell for $20, $30, they're selling for $400, $500 right now. And I'm like, I don't know how you can buy that and make money. So just my hope is that when people buy a couple of those and lose out and waste a bunch of time and effort, that they don't want to go back to doing storage units again. But that's just, I guess you just got to wait it out for that to happen.
I think so. I think the people got to fall out after they've wasted all their money. Yeah, but like that's the other thing too. Like it hurts. Like if you think about what Justin said about the Legos, like where he's holding it like as an investment. So like I found that certain items, like people will buy it, right? They overpay, and then I don't know. Like this is Ivan's opinion. I think what's happened is a lot of people realize, holy crap, I can't sell this for $200. So then they flood the market and they undercut everyone because they just want to get rid of it. So it hurts people like us who are trying to do this consistently, because you have these people are selling a $180, $200 item for $90, you know?
Yeah. So Roman said he bought 100 Apple desktop computers last year, and then parred them all out. Well, yeah, so yeah, you could definitely make money there, but that's a lot of work too, Roman.
That is a lot of work. I'm too lazy to do that.
That you probably made bank though, because probably like in Apple, probably like those little things are probably worth just a little USB port or something, probably worth insane amount of money. So you probably did really good, but that is not something I definitely want to get to that. But good. Also, MD Picker, she said new sub to me. She messaged me today on Instagram. She subbed to me. So thank you for joining. I appreciate you being here. I'm talking to Ivan, who's known as SicMagna. He's a reseller from. Are you still in Charlotte?
Yeah, I'm in Charlotte.
Still in Charlotte.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Popular Slavic area, right?
Just like Philly.
Just like Philly, just like Cleveland, where Roman is. We're everywhere. So she's Butterfly says, I tried Shopify selling T-shirts. I don't think I was doing it correctly. I don't do very good at all. How is do you have any tips for her to get more customers to come to the store?
It's one of those things where I like I mentioned before, I follow the data, I follow the money. So eBay was really hot for me in the first few months, and then as Amazon's kind of giving me the keys to the kingdom, so to speak, I'm doubling down on Amazon, but I know that my website's where I ultimately want to land. So I don't have maybe good advice at this point. Maybe we can revisit that question down the road. Paul, you're black, so you're not black. Yeah. You're a white guy, but your screen went black.
Can you still hear me or
yeah, I hear you.
My screen goes black. Okay, because I see it going back on my thing. I'm like, hey, I'm here. Hey, phone, I'm here.
Yeah, we see you.
Yeah.
So I don't have any good tips. I think I really like that the setup is very clean. It's very easy to manage through Shopify. Like I personally, guys, I hate doing listings in eBay. Amazon's the best because if you take something like this, these headphones, and you have a barcode on the box, all you do is you hit into UPC, it finds the item, and it says, hey, this is the same item you have. How many do you have? I put in my quantity, I put in my SKU, I put in the price, and I hit save, and then I'm done. And versus eBay, I gotta go copy paste somebody else's descriptions. I gotta go find pictures. You gotta take pictures. So I like Amazon, and Shopify is very clean in the sense that it's not as overwhelming like eBay to list stuff. And I'm also experimenting with a lot of like the data analytics. So I think there's a lot of potential there. I just need to spend more time there.
Oh, especially now with eBay, they also have all these new item specifics that just drive you bonkers. Every single couple months, it's just like, oh, we update your items. Now you have 400 items that we need to update you so you can keep selling them. And like some
like the recommended like features or something.
But it's just like they just want more details on your item. So like for example, I'm started selling like pots and pans on eBay, use pots and pans. And now one of the specifics is what kind of oven can this pot and pan be used on? I have to put that in.
The kind that turns on.
Yeah, I'm like a hot one. The one that works. Like, I don't know what you want from me, eBay. So like I definitely feel you with Amazon being easy. Now, do you still do FBM or are you FBA now or you just still FBM?
I fulfill everything. For me, again, I'm still learning a lot on how fulfillment works. Like I don't want to go to a third-party logistics provider or do FBA because they're going to charge me a rate, and I need to know what am I getting for that rate, right? So right now, like I'm learning how much it's costing me to do it myself, and so when I go and start researching other fulfillment opportunities, I relinquish control, which in some ways is good, in some ways it's bad, but you're paying a percent or a flat rate per item. And so I'm not ready for that journey yet. I like having the control right now. And as we scale, then I would be willing to revisit that.
I hear all this. Yeah, same, Will. And every couple months, they're like, all right, we're updating it again. So now we need this.
I feel like eBay's stuck in the 90s. You know, they're so far behind. I mean, what they have is they have such great volume, but their platform's trash. I hate using eBay.
I keep saying I hate using eBay, but then I sell the most stuff on eBay, and so it's like it's a love-hate relationship. Like if there was like Like I said, like Facebook, I love selling on Facebook because it's super simple, super easy.
Yeah.
It legit takes me about 3 seconds to make a Facebook listing.
No,
But there's
Facebook
a
is
lot
good.
of
What I
problems.
what I like about Facebook is like I'll list like a speaker, like a one of it's a Ion Pathfinder speaker. I have one downstairs. They're really big. They're more like I say like construction, like they're loud and they're not like they're really bad quality. So like I'll list one on there for like $20 and I put in the description the model and I say salvage or defective because it doesn't work. Because some people like to buy those and then they'll fix them and then they'll use them. Like that's fine. You do that. I'll sell it to you for really cheap or even give it away. But nobody reads that part of the description. So like I'll list it and everyone sees, oh, $20 Ion speaker. And I get like 30 messages at midnight for one item. And like, that's what I don't like about Facebook Messenger is that I always have to be on my phone. And then like people ask so many questions and then they're like, you know what? Can you lower the price? Can you meet now? I'm like, no, I'm putting my kids to sleep. Can you meet at 6 o'clock in the morning when I show up to the office? No, I work. So like all that coordination and stuff, it's, again, for my big ticket items like furniture, absolutely, I love it. But for volume, it's not practical.
A lot of times when you post a popular item, those messages do drive me crazy, because like so it's pretty hot right now in Philly. So I was saving air conditioners, like the ones you put like window units, until it gets like 9 degrees because I can sell them for a premium. People are going to pay for it. But the problem is like I had 12 ACs. They all sold in one day. But that whole day, my phone was just blowing up because every one I would list, I would have 20, 30 messages saying, "Okay, can you? I can come now. I can do this. Can you deliver here? Blah blah blah." Like so,
right.
That part is annoying of it for sure. But I guess if it results in a sale, I can't really complain.
Yeah, no, I feel you there.
So Cheryl was wondering, what did you do before reselling?
So I was in banking for about a decade. So I worked for Bank of America and Wells Fargo. I did a couple of rounds of consulting, project management, kind of running semi-large organizations. And then in 2016, I kind of had the worst boss on the planet, if you could imagine. Take care, Dana. And I just realized that, you know what, like I don't care about the money, I don't care about the work. Like I can't work like this anymore. I just felt like a piece of trash. And I try to power through it for about 9 months. And then I used to drive home and I would cry on the way home, compose myself before I showed up. No, seriously, it's a serious problem. Oh yeah,
wow.
It was brutal.
It was that bad. Wow.
It was that bad. And I mean, like the thing is like I can understand if management's critical of my performance, like, hey, you're not doing a good job, but I was just treated like a piece of trash because people didn't like me, and that doesn't sit well with me. I understand like if I'm doing a bad job, people ride me for that, but I just for whatever reason, and I supported some very senior executives. So like if I told you their names, if you Googled them, like yeah, they're big money, and I worked directly for them. And in front of like large crowds, they were people loved them, but when you go inside a closed room, just a small leadership. They were assholes is all I can say, but I decided that wasn't for me anymore. I didn't want to do the whole corporate thing. So I bought a business in Rhode Island, a commercial sanitization company. So basically for 4 years, I went from being an executive to cleaning toilets. It was a great, great humbling experience because I realized that in life, it's not all about money and it's not about title. It's about the people around you. So it actually brought me really close to my family. It was a very, very difficult 4 years, but COVID kind of saved us from that. We ended up leaving Rhode Island. We actually ended up fleeing from Rhode Island because it was pretty bad in March, April of last year, and ended up selling the business in September of last year. I do have a full-time job currently, which is for a corporation I will not name, and I currently hate that job, but it helps pay the bills. And that's why my goal is $500,000, because when I hit $500,000, that's when I can say, peace out, I'm done with this. And I can support my family without compromising quality of life. And I get to do this fun business full time. That's kind of my life story in a nutshell.
85% of people who quit because they have a bad manager. I agree with that. That's kind of why I went into well, not just full-time reselling, but why I went to working for myself, because I worked for a pretty big corporation as well. And after working for them for 3 years, their way of thanking me was asking me to take a pay cut. And it just shows you how much they value you as like they don't look at you as like a human being. They just look at you as like a number. That's pretty much what my was the thing. Like, oh, your number and this thing is too high. Let's make it smaller. So like after that, I was like, okay, I don't want to work for anybody ever again. They don't know how to value me properly. Like I know what my value is worth. So ever since that, I was like, okay, I'm working for myself. I don't care if I fail at one business, at two businesses, at three businesses, at four businesses. I don't care if I fail at all of them. I'm gonna find something I'm good at, and that's how that's pretty much how I end up doing this. But I definitely awesome, feel you there. I hate working for the man, especially if your manager is complete trash. For sure. Your corporate job will replace you in 48 hours. You got that right, Renee.
Yep. I keep joking with my wife because it's a constant discussion of like when is the right time to transition to this full time, and it's tough because like there isn't a right time, but like again I'm trying to find that right balance and I say, hey, you know what? Maybe they'll just fire me tomorrow. Like, I really don't know. You know, I worked in Bank of America in 2008 during the financial crisis. I survived over 30 rounds of layoffs. I've seen everybody get fired already. So, like, I'm so immune to that at this point. Like, if you want to fire me, that's cool. Give me the package. I got something else going on the side. So we'll see what happens.
So, Roman says in the 90s, there were over 100 Russian computer companies selling computer parts and computer repair. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm definitely not surprised about that, Roman.
Dang.
It probably wasn't just in Cleveland. It probably was all around the whole country.
You sure they're not shipping that stuff overseas to Russia?
Using some church in Russia to get tax exemptions. I have a crazy story of that. And that says it doesn't matter how much money you're making. When you wake up thinking, I don't want to do this, it's time to go. It's a very good point. Retweet that.
Agree. No, it was interesting. I watched a lot of Gary Vee. For those of you who don't know, Gary Vaynerchuk, he's like, you know, he's hard to miss.
He's one of us. He's a slob.
Yeah, that's right. And so I watched a lot of that while I was in Rhode Island, and I realized that the business I bought, it was my way to get out of the corporate world, but it's not what I wanted to do. I actually woke up every single day saying, I hate this business. I hate it so much. And I lived that life for 4 years. And what I always sticks to me is Gary Vee would say, like, he's like, I don't get why people are like, I can't wait till Friday. I can't wait till Friday. I get to get away from work for the weekend. Gary Vee's like, no, I can't wait till Sunday night. He's like, I can't wait to go to bed because I love what I do. And I'm like, I want that. You know, so like that's what I feel now. Like I can't wait to like do this. Like we're building little empires. You know, like people come to you to buy whatever you sell. Like it's pretty cool. And so like it's just a lot of fun. And I'm really passionate about like building that. And yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I feel the same way because I work 7 days a week. Like today, I was the yard salesman. That's technically still work for me. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go into the warehouse, do a couple hours. People are like, wow, you work 7 days a week. It must be awful. I'm like, not if I enjoy doing what I do. It's not awful. I commit.
Yeah, that's fun.
I do what I want. Like I say, today I want to list this. Today I want to clean this. Today I want to do this. So it's definitely different than just the thing. Ranka says, I speak to comment. Ranka says it's different when you're the main breadwinner for the whole family. It's more complicated than that.
Yes,
I agreed there. That's why I think like Ivan, you're probably the main breadwinner for your winner for your family now, right? So. Yeah, that's why you don't want to quit your job even though you hate it, because the reseller thing is not up to par yet. So you have to know what time it is good to transition.
Yeah, and like for me, I'm the risk taker. Like in our family, like I'm ready to go now. Like let's go balls to the wall. I mean, the thing is, what I like about not having a paycheck, it's a burning platform. Right? Because like at the end of the day, I'm going to be brutally honest. If I were to sit here till midnight today, at the end of the day, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to go home and go to sleep because I know that I still have a job on Monday and I'm getting that paycheck. But if that paycheck ain't coming, guess what, guys? It's an all-nighter because I have no choice, right? So I think I kind of like that. But I also think like the last 4 years have been so tough on my family. Like I don't think it's fair to them to put them back into the financial situations / low quality of life that we went through because we made no money until the very end when we sold it. Like it was hard. No, I didn't say hard, but it was just, again, it's just different. Let me put it that way. It puts things into perspective.
You want to answer Mike's question right here?
Okay, I have an employee that should really fire. Lazy, doesn't want to work. Thinks snaps are part of his hourly pay. Nice enough guy, but geez. All right, just get rid of him. What's the question? I think you know the answer yourself, man. Don't waste your time. I mean, if there's a follow-up, I'm happy to chat. I've employed over 80 people in the last 4 years. So I unfortunately have a ton of experience managing low to income general labor workers at this point. And I have 3 great people who work for me right now, and it's all about creating a culture where they want to show up here just as much as you do. And if you're not doing that, then the problem starts with you. And the other thing I will add really quick, I know you're clicking around. The other thing I will add is if you have somebody who's toxic who's working for you, not only are they gonna ruin your ability to be productive, they're gonna infect other people that you hire down the road. I had a very toxic employee in the past. It was very difficult to get rid of him. When I got rid of him, it was the best thing we ever did. We skyrocketed. This was my prior company. So yeah, get rid of him.
For me, it's difficult because like the people I hire are usually like friends or family, and those
Yeah,
are just
that's
so
tough.
hard to get rid of because then it's awkward when you see them in public in the future. But I had a couple of those as well that I had to just snip, and once you do it, it's a huge weight on your shoulder. Yeah, Veronica, I started watching your series because Veronica's going right this direction as well because she's a full-time educator. I think she's a professor or a teacher.
Okay.
I'm not sure, and she does reselling on the side, and she's thinking about transitioning right now to becoming full-time reseller, but she's doing like a series about it because there's a lot of things a lot of question marks that people have, you know.
Yeah.
Like what just happened to my thing? No, my whole screen just froze. Oh, I think I just blocked somebody. Sorry if I blocked you on the screen.
Hopefully that wasn't my mom. I think I invited her to watch, but maybe you blocked her.
I blocked somebody. I don't know who it is. I'm stuck in the tough spot. I want to try to sell more, but my family's medical benefits are through state. If I make too much money, they go away. Ooh. Yeah, I have no clue how to help you with that, Jennifer. That is a tough one.
I have some ideas, but I wouldn't say them on live stream. So
yeah, I have the same idea as you. You can hit me on Instagram right here, Jennifer. So Ivan, pretty much you said your threshold is 500K, right? That's when you are confident that what you are building is going to be good enough to replace your full-time job.
Yeah, that's phase 1. Yeah, that's the goal for this year, and after that, I don't know. We'll see what happens after that. But I'm building my goal is to build an organization. I've run a company with we've had anywhere from 8 to 12 employees. We did the run rate was 1.2 million when I sold it. And that business, guys, you have no freaking idea how hard it is to grow something. Yeah. This compared to a service-based business where we would go out and service restrooms, I had to fight for hours to convince a business owner of a restaurant to get my service every week, and it was only $20. Like you fight, you sweat, blood and tears to get $1,440 a year of revenue, and they end up, it's this compared to that is so easy, and I think it's very scalable. And so I think I'm looking to build a multi-million-dollar company. How I do that, I don't know the answer, but that's kind of that's the fun part for me. It's figuring that out.
Yeah. What Gina said is same thing I'm dealing with. I don't have personal insurance for now for myself. That's like the biggest, scariest thing for me is when I started doing full-time is that the insurance costs are crazy. Does your wife work anywhere that she could get insurance for you, or are you going to have to figure it out when you go? Yeah.
Nah, we'll figure it out. There's a lot of alternative plans. When we lived in Rhode Island, we didn't have insurance because we couldn't afford it. And the biggest concern was not for me or for my wife, but for our kids. And what we found, and you have to do a lot of research because a lot of this is very unorthodox, I'll say. I don't say I don't mean that in a way that it's bad. It's just different. So we actually ended up finding a doctor, family physician, 2 doctors, and they do a membership. So you pay $100 per person a month, and you call the doctor. You don't call a freaking nurse who doesn't give a crap about you. You build a relationship with the doctor. So you call the doctor if you have questions. Hey, my kid fell down, skinned his knee. What do I do? Okay, let me see a picture. So you talk to the doctor, and you don't pay for any of that. You're paying through the monthly subscription. And then you have regular visits, and they check on things, and they give you more of that kind of personal family care, and it's all included. And the idea there is, right, they have X number of patients who are paying, but they're not all using the doctor. So they're kind of helping to subsidize. But that was and you don't use insurance with them. You're just you're writing them a check every month. And that was great. It worked great for us, worked great for our kids, because my oldest son has asthma. So we had a lot of questions. And like, without insurance, most places are like, that's great. We don't care that your kid's sick. We're not going to see you, right? And then you roll the dice, like, okay, do you go to urgent care and see what happens? And we've done that because sometimes we have no choice. And the other thing too, guys, in America, everything's negotiable. Just because the bill says $4,000 doesn't mean you got to write a check for $4,000. Call them, say, hey, I ain't got no money. They're going to send you a form. Then you fill it out, whatever degree of integrity you allow yourself, you fill it out. And in 98% of the time, they will give you a deal, or in many cases, they'll waive it for you. So like, you gotta do the homework. You gotta put in the effort there. But There's a lot of ways to get by without insurance in America, without being like, a sketchy scumbag. Like, there's a lot of other ways you can do it where it's totally legal and fine.
I had no clue about both those things. So like,
man, you gotta call me sometime.
That's legal. Like, I just go to like a doctor and say, hey, they pay you $100 a month, and you can be my doctor.
It was this practice. That's what they wanted to do. They didn't want it because doctors hate insurance because it's an administrative nightmare, and they hate it. So these two doctors, they were business partners. They decided, we're going to do something unorthodox. We're not going to take insurance. We're just going to have a cash-based, not cash, whatever. Like, just pay us direct. And then they're like, we just want to take care of patients, because that's why they became doctors. Now, I don't know how my wife found them, but like, you gotta do some research and find those people. There's a lot of other faith-based insurance programs. So you can, I think there's a Christian one. I think they're based out of Ohio, actually, where you contribute money to a fund, right? You're not paying insurance. You're not paying premiums. You're contributing to a fund. And then when you have something happen, like you have medical bills, the fund will pay your bills for you. So you have to do a little bit of research on it. There's so much stuff out there, but yeah, you don't have to always do what they tell you have to do.
And you can just call like urgent care and say, hey, I don't have the $4,000. I'm gonna give you.
No, I wouldn't do. I'd get, if you're like bleeding from your head, I would get that fixed first, and then when the bill comes in the mail, then I'd call the office and negotiate. I wouldn't tell them you don't have any money when you walk in the door. I mean, I don't think they're allowed to turn you away, but yeah, that's a conversation you have after the fact.
So that's what you're talking about, co-ops, kind of same thing.
By co-ops, yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Because I want to get some teeth work done, and I've been trying to call different companies on getting like an insurance for dental. But apparently the new thing now is almost every company that I call, they want me to pay them for a year before I can use their insurance, which is like the stupidest thing I ever heard. I'm like, if you want to lock me into a contract for a year, I'm cool with that. But I need like a root canal now. They're like, no, once you pay us for a year, then we can give you discounts on this, and this. And I'm like, that's the.
Let me send you to Google.com/flights. We'll book you a flight to Russia. Okay, we'll get that taken.
That's exactly what Roman said. I was supposed to go to Ukraine last year, but then COVID happened. And I already had like dentists on call on Kiev. They were going to take care of me do all the work that I need to get done. So I got to go back to again this year.
I'll message you later. I might have another solution stateside. Got family. Yeah, that can help out.
Yeah, because I think that's one of the biggest drawbacks to people from going full time. It's just the safety net, the insurance costs. Like, what if something happens to me, then I have to fork out $40,000 for surgery or whatever, So that's in Soviet Russia, root canal fixing.
There you go.
Michael knows. Go to University Dental School. They charge a fraction.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
I've heard that too, for sure. School in Philly.
There you go.
Dental stuff, students was.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe. I think it just takes a long time. I've heard of that as well for people who are strapped for cash.
But then, do I want some like 19-year-old picking through my teeth
Yeah, but they're
looking
gonna have
after
like
me.
a real doctor who's gonna oversee the operation or whatever. So I think there's some like, listen, this is how I look at life. There's risk involved in everything, right? For me to drive here today, like I could have gotten a car accident. You know, for us to, you know, you look at like what happened with COVID. Like, oh man, am I gonna go hug my mom? I don't want to kill her. Like, you know, so there's a percentage chance of something happening. So if I don't have insurance, there's a percentage chance I get sick. And now I have to deal with the outfall. So like we all do this anyways. We just don't. I would say most people don't think about it. Like when I buy loads, there's a percentage chance I'm going to pay money for something and it's going to show up and I'm not going to sell it. Like, so we're making business decisions already, and we all already make personal choices that involve risk. So it's like, do you want to save money and go to Ukraine or Russia and do it, but then you risk some guy putting plutonium in your teeth, or do you want to pay full price and then you still get an American doctor who's more interested in what he's going to bill to insurance than he cares about you as a person. Like, so it's you have to weigh the costs and the risks, and then you gotta pull the trigger, and you know that's life, man. You just gotta go with whatever happens.
No, I totally agree there. Dental pain is the worst. There's worse pain, but dental pain definitely sucks.
What's worse than dental pain? What's worse for you?
When I broke my knee in 3 places, I think that hurt more than dental pain. But those are very extreme. I'm sure childbirth hurts more too. But
yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I was like, do you have experience with childbirth or something?
Never experienced. I heard when you break your femur, I heard that hurts quite a bit.
I actually think my wife said that dental pain is worse than childbirth for her.
Really?
I think that's what she's told me before.
In Russia, if you see a dentist, you'll be scared. You'll forget about the dental pain.
There you go.
Extra millimeters.
There you go. They just installed the 5G in your face now. That's what they do there.
Yeah, I feel you guys there. So, where are you in your goal for this year for 500? Are you still?
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was looking at that before I joined. So I don't have June numbers yet. June's been kind of hot. I'm at 125,000 in a year-to-date revenue. So January, February, March were awesome. We were at roughly around 30 grand a month in those 3 months, and then May sucked. We did 7,000 in May. But my excuse there is we moved to our warehouse, and I also bought like, I don't know, a dozen loads. So instead of listing and selling stuff, we were basically sorting, organizing, cleaning, prepping. But like we're done with that now. So like I haven't received anything since probably late April. I haven't made any new purchases. So I have maybe $100,000 worth of inventory in terms of what I believe I'm going to sell it for. And so we're just pushing that to market right now. In June, we've just been tearing it up so far in June. And I think probably by the end of this month, I'm going to start looking to source again. And it's just repeating that cycle, right? Because it's finding that balance. It's like, okay, buy a bunch of crap, and then you have too much, and it's like sell a bunch of crap, and then you don't have enough. So I'm trying to find that balance. And I started my garage, and then I ended up moving to a storage unit, using half of a storage unit because my wife actually taught homeschool this school year out of the other half of the storage unit. Then I pushed her out. So she moved to another storage unit, and I took over the first storage unit. Then I moved to a second storage unit. Then I moved to a third storage unit. Then I had 4. And after a while, she's like, I can't even go there anymore because then I had employees walking around and the kids were just distracted. So she went home, and I actually moved full-time to the storage unit, and I would actually work from the storage unit with my 2 guys at the time. And I'm like, listen, we have to move boxes and pallets just to get to a box or a pallet. Like, this is just stupid. Like, it's a huge waste of time because we're just climbing over each other. So I started looking for a warehouse back in April, found this one, and then we moved. And so like it's helpful now because now we can actually lay items out. We can see what we have. We can actually put things on a shelf and walk down the aisle and okay, we have 10 of this, 20 of that. So we can manage our listings better. We can manage our inventory better. It's making us very efficient because the thing, like when I started and I had just like 50 to 100 items, it's like, oh, that's great. It's all just in my garage, right? But now it's like, okay, I have 2,000 items. Where the crap is it, right? Like that becomes an issue, and it's a huge time waster because I'm trying to go now from 2,000 to 20,000, and if I can't manage 2,000, then I'm in a really bad spot.
So how big is your warehouse right now?
It's 2,500 square feet. It's not that big, but
do you have plans on upgrading in the future or no?
Yeah, as needed. I have good lease terms, so it's a 1 year lease, automatically renewing for a maximum of 5 years, which means that basically every 11 months, all I have to do is write a letter and say I'm not renewing, and then I can move. So I think for now I've got 20-foot ceilings, so I have space to grow up if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it works. I'm more on the cost conscious side. I found a larger warehouse that I really liked, that I was interested in, but it's so freaking expensive right now. Everything's expensive right now. So I opted for, let me go with the cheaper solution, because we can always upgrade down the road. And so I want to err more on the side of, let's just be more fiscally conservative, because I would rather use that money to invest in my staff or to invest in inventory. Space is easier to scale than it is to people or inventory.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a really good contract.
Yeah, the other ones I sign in my warehouse are always year. They'll always do a year. But then every time I upgrade, I pretty much start a new year term from the upgrade. So like from my last time when I went from 2,000 square feet to 4,000 square feet, I still had 6 months left on my contract, but I pretty much just renewed it by a year. So now I have a year and 6 month contract. But
Gotcha.
I'm not going anywhere. So that didn't really bother me at all. Like if anything, I would just keep scaling up. But then, like you said, the space is the easiest thing to scale up. If I scale up to a bigger warehouse, I'm going to need more employees. I'm going to need more inventory. I'm going to need more time. Yeah. Those 3 things are way harder to scale than. I think for me the hardest thing is just the employees. I think that's the hardest thing for me to scale. It's good to have good guys and girls that want to work for you and be motivated to work for you. Because I think that's the hardest part for me. The people you have now, are you happy with what they're doing?
Yeah, they're. I have to say nice things. They might be watching. No, I'm joking. They're great. Look, I'm very transparent. I've employed a lot of people in the last 5 years, and so when I interview someone, I say, look, I've got this company only has to deal with 3 things. I don't care if you have any experience. I'm interested in your integrity, because we're going to do things honestly. We're going to do them correctly. We're going to do them the right way. If you don't have this, I tell them right away. If you don't have this, you won't last here very long, and I'm going to find out very quick. So if you don't have integrity, just go ahead and save both of us some time and get out. The second thing I look for is attitude. We all have good days. We'll have bad days. What matters is when you walk through this door to come work here, are you going to have a good attitude? Because the same thing applies there. If you don't have a good attitude when you work here, you're not going to fit. So save us some time and get out. The third thing I look for is people who want to be empowered. I don't play. That's right. I've wasted so much time and money with figuring out how to employ people. It just works out better for everyone. So the third one is empowerment. So I actually empower my guys and girl or whatever, my staff, to be leaders. Like, look, I don't have all the answers. I don't have time to sit there and say, listen, this is what you're going to do with this item. You're going to put it here. You're going to take a picture, and then you're going to take that picture. You're going to go download it. No, I say, guys, I need this listed. When it's ready to go live, call me and I'll take a look at it and I'll give you some feedback. So I want to empower them to figure this out, and some of them get it better than others. And again, I understand some people embrace that. Some people are like, oh, great, I have the opportunity to figure it out. Some people really like structure. So I understand there's a balance there. So as I'm building out my company, like as they're doing the kind of the day-to-day, I'm sitting here thinking, what's the framework for this organization? Because if we're going to go from 3 people to 10 to 50, they can't all just be like told, hey, go figure it out, go list stuff. I need to give them
for sure.
Yeah, I need to give them a structure on how to do that. So,
and if you're always there, like always babysitting them and saying, okay, I need this now, you might as well just not have employees, because you're pretty much doing as much work telling them what to do as having them there. So like, I definitely understand that. Hey, I need this listed. Get it done now. Okay, take a picture now. Okay, now do this now. Go over here, do that. Yeah, I definitely feel you there. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, and again, it's I think a lot of it is really about creating the culture where like, hey, it's okay, like you're gonna screw this up, right? But like, look, we're not operating on people's brains. Like, no one's gonna die if you ship them the wrong product, or if like, so there's ways to coach people through that, and it's all about building them up to have the confidence to say, hey, I got this. And people like that. People want to own it, and the other thing about me as a business owner, I have no problem relinquishing control. Like, hey, you got this, and I trust you. Like, that's like, I have other friends who have very successful multi-million-dollar businesses, but they work 20 hours a day. because they can't let go of their sphere of influence. They have to control every minutia. But like, look, guys, I like to spend time with my family. I like to travel. I like to have fun too. And the only way you can do that is by building a team that you can empower them to lead.
No, I totally agree. Misha nailed over here. Exactly. Micromanaging, it's the worst for them and for you, because I don't think any employee wants to get micromanaged either. I think that they would be annoyed of just having me come over and say, okay, now do this, and they'll probably just like, yo, just leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. And so it's annoying for you and for the person, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
We're coming up to the hour mark, Ivan. Again, thank you so much for being here. Let the people know before you leave, what kind of content would they expect on the SicMagna channel if it ever comes again?
Oh man, that was a low blow. No, this is good because, so first of all, I hope you guys like my setup, because Paul was texting me. He's like, hey, are you ready? I'm like, I don't know. I don't have anything set up yet. So I like got out some stuff to put back here, because it's just a white wall usually. Got all my lights and everything. So yeah, I mean, like the priority for me is I got a business to run, but this is the kind of stuff like I wish I had time for this, because this is fun. This is the stuff that I love to do. So the content, and that's why I asked Justin that question. Like, there's so much how to. Like, I've been through so much crap, like how to ship, how to do this, how to list, that I think there's a lot of value there. But I also want to like kind of just very simplistically document, like, hey, I mentioned my $500,000 goal. Here's where we're at. Here's why we're struggling. May sucked. Here's why. But here's also what we're doing about that. So I like to do the very raw, very real kind of, it is what it is type of approach. And am I going to hit my goal? I don't know. I'm confident I will. But I want to take people for that journey of like, hey, let's get there. Let's figure out how to do this together. And there's so many I've joined a few of your other calls, Zoom calls, whatever these are, live streams. And there's so much expertise here. And like, it's so awesome to get people from the community to chime in and help out. So like, I really wish I had more time to draw from you guys. But I think that's one of the things, as we're operationally kind of starting to get a little bit more stable, that I can start coming back to doing some videos.
Yeah. So in the past, you pretty much did like monthly breakdowns. Are they going to come back soon? When you're gonna? Well,
I used to do a weekly revenue check.
Yeah, weekly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I stopped that, and then I can bring that back in. I used to do those live stream, because that way if people like join and ask questions like, hey, what's going on? Because a lot of it for me, what I liked about it, it's accountability for me. It's like, hey, Ivan, like, why is revenue low, right? And then we can talk about that, because sometimes I know why. Sometimes I'm sitting, like, I had a situation with eBay a month ago where they actually dropped my seller rating because they screwed something up, that's a whole nother story. That really pissed me off. And I remember after that, because I talked to eBay, they're like, yeah, that's cool. We got you. We'll take care of you. And then I'm like, why am I not selling anything on eBay? And I go I look at my traffic. You see all these tall bars, and it just goes yoink down to this. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like, screw you, eBay. Like, anyways, but that's like, it forces me to go and look, because a lot of this is we're always so busy with the work. Sometimes it's good to take a step back and say, well, is my business really growing? Because I feel like I'm working all the time. But I don't really sometimes I don't really do a good pulse check. So I think the live stream check-in, I used to do those Friday evenings, would be good. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys know, it seems like a lot of people liked it. Kathy liked it, Jennifer liked it, Roman liked it, Mish liked it. So if you guys like Ivan, definitely click subscribe to his channel right here. He should be having content pretty soon. I might have him back on for a show in a couple months to see how the progress is going, how his business is, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be interested in that. Yeah, thanks. Do you know who Pete is, by the way, Ivan, or no?
No. Should I?
Pete is Quickest Hunter. He's from Poland. He moved here to the States, and he has a YouTube account of 200,000 subscribers. And he was
that's
in my chat
awesome,
today.
man.
That's pretty. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I wasn't
Congratulations.
starstruck at all.
That's cool, man.
So again, Ivan, thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you guys give him a sub. If you guys are watching later on, make sure you guys sub to Ivan. I hope you guys enjoyed your show. I guess. Have a great Saturday, y'all. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys back on Monday. Ivan, thanks again. Everyone, be good.